Well, hello, Jim Femino here. How are you today? Day 3 of this, or 4, whatever it is. How you doing? Coming to you, by the way, from Club Fez here in beautiful Nashville, Tennessee. The sun is high in the sky, and it's a beautiful day. And it's time for your next free lesson here from the trenches, as it were. All right, so, and let me ask you a question. So, have you ever heard the term, you got to make peace with the radio as a songwriter? You know what I mean? Do you know what that means as a songwriter? All right, so years ago, an old friend of mine, Fritter, I was complaining about the fact that I thought my songs were every bit as good as the songs that were on the radio, and how come nobody cared, and how come my songs weren't on the radio with everybody else's that weren't nearly as good as mine. And he brought up some interesting points that I disagreed with wholeheartedly back then, but in hindsight I realized he was 110% right. Okay, what he meant by you got to make peace with the radio, Jim, is this. You know, when you listen to the radio, half of the time you listen to the songs and they just, to your ear, they just sound like crap. And you know you're writing songs that are every bit as good as what's on the radio, if not better. And you're like, how are those crappy-ass songs getting on the radio and yours aren't? Well, that'll be a lesson for another time, the answer to that particular question. But what he meant by you got to make peace with the radio is there's a reason the songs that are on the radio are there. It has nothing to do with necessarily how good the songs are. It has everything to do with what radio is relative to the music industry and vice versa. And again, that's another lesson for another day. But here's the deal. All right, so we write these songs. You know, we grow up listening to music, listening to the radio, and we have our favorite artists. We have the music, the particular kind we like, be it rock, country, hip hop, rap, whatever. And so you grow up listening to, your heroes, your musical heroes. So what happens when you start to write songs? Well, you start to write songs that kind of gravitate towards sounding like your heroes because they were your influences. Which makes perfect sense, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's how we all, got started, and that's how we get to where we're going. Writing style-wise, we start by emulating somebody else, one of our heroes. Well, back to the radio thing and making peace with it. You're never going, as a writer, you're always going to hear songs your own way in your head. Even when when you write them, you hear production your own way. And the funny thing about the production side is, believe it or not, you normally will gravitate towards the production of the artists that you loved growing up. Because they were your favorite songs, you just liked the way they sounded, blah, blah, blah. The funny thing is, depending upon how long ago they were your idols, the production you hear in your head is probably going to sound dated relative to what's on today's radio. Most people, they don't like the production on the radio. They don't like the songs on the radio, blah, 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 whatever. But the fact of the matter is, if you want to get on the radio, where the big money is, by the way, as far as writing and publishing and all that stuff, you've got to make peace with the radio. You've got to write something that will fit in the middle of that stream of music that they're playing constantly, unless you're the artist, your own artist. But if you're trying to get somebody else to cut your songs, you've got to come up with a song where the demo, the song, everything sounds like today's radio, not yesterday's radio. So listen to the radio, and when you go to demo one of your songs, demo it the way it would sound on today's radio. I mean, just listen to the instrumentation, listen to the, listen to the grooves, listen to, pull out your little, what do you call it, your little metronome on your phone, and check out the tempo of the songs. Is it are all the songs going at 128 beats a minute? Are they all running at 89 beats a minute? There's a reason they do that, and I know when you write a song, you probably don't even think about that, other than making it go as fast as you'd like it to go. You probably never thought, why are so many songs at 128 beats per minute? Well, there's a reason for that, and again, that's another whole lesson. But all that aside, when you write a song, ask yourself, could this sound, the way it's demoed and the way it sounds, these words, etc., would this be on today's radio? Would I hear this? If this was played in the middle of two of the biggest songs on the radio right now, would this song fit? And being honest, if you want to get on the radio, you got to be honest about it. Now, here's the thing. Another thing my old buddy Fred used to say, because I used to get annoyed, I used to say, like, well, yeah, but I'm liking these Bob Seger-ish songs that I'm writing, which is all well and good, but Bob isn't on the radio nowadays, right? So I need to take these Bob Seger-ish kind of songs and figure out how to make them sound like today's radio. Well, anyway, he used to say to me, Jim, instead of getting annoyed about it, write one for them, quote unquote, during the day, and one for yourself at night. It'll feed you, it'll feed your soul. It'll keep you happy. You'll still be able to write the great songs you've been writing all along. But if you write one that you think would work for the radio during the day and one for yourself at night, you'll still be getting something that may work for somebody who's on the radio today. It's called making peace with the radio, and it's something that you really need to do if you want your songs, some major label recording artist to record your song and get it up on the radio for you. I don't care if it's pop, country, whatever. Unless you're inside the camp, but excuse me. So all that being said, that's today's short little lesson. I hope you're getting value out of these, little free lessons I'm putting up here for you. I know I'm enjoying sharing the time with you. Do me a favor, if you are getting value and you like what's going on here and you're enjoying this, please feel free to comment, share, like, follow me on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and everywhere else, and under Jim Femino, or on the website you can go to jimfemino.com. But please share, comment, and they're not free. By the way, they're even though they're free videos, they're not. These aren't part of any paid course or anything. Please feel free to share them with your songwriting friends and just, help get the word out about, hopefully, for the sake of helping you and your friends get your foot in the door of the big-time music industry. All right, on that note, Jim Femino, going to find myself a cough job, or at least drink water. Indeed. Hope you're having a great day. Write a big one tonight. I will see you tomorrow. Bye.